Hello everyone, this is Robert Pratton, and I wanted to take you through Conducttr and show how you could set up something like what's happening with Farmed and Dangerous from Chipotle. So this is going to be a web series from what we know, and you notice here that they got some kind of trivia sweepstakes. So every week what it's advising you to do here is watch the episode and text the keyword, and then they're going to send you 3 questions about the episode, and if you text back the correct thing, they're going to put you into a prize draw. So let's go to Conducttr, and I'm going to create a new project. So new project, I'm going to call this web series plus SMS. I'm going to create that. Now what I've done is I've in YouTube I've already uploaded my video series, and what I would do is I would set these videos to unlisted or to private. So all your descriptions have already been written, the titles and so on, just as it would be displayed in YouTube, but I set the privacy to anything but public, so we're going to set it to private or unlisted. And then in Conducttr, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this character, which is basically you, the author, I'm going to give him several different accounts. So one of those accounts is of course a YouTube account, and I'm going to authenticate now because I want to drag in all the metadata. I just check here that this is the right, it's not the right account for me. I'm going to grant access, close this window, and it's brought in Zen Films UK, save that, and it's in white. And later on I'm going to need a phone number, so I can't be bothered to set this up yet, so I'm going to do it later. Let's put in quiz, configure later, save. And I think it's likely I'm going to need a Twitter account because I want to tweet out, and I'm going to do that later as well. So yeah, let's give this guy a blog as well actually. Do it later. So this is you, the author, at the moment, rather than necessarily a particular character. And up here, what we want to do is, this is the channel planner. If I refresh this, here you, and here's the 4 channels that you'll be communicating on. And we want to set the dates that the video is going to be playing out on. So if we do this, and I'm going to call this EP1. EP1, and I'm going to set it for Monday the 10th. That's our first episode at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm currently working on UK time zone. If you wanted to change that, you could do EP2, EP2, and 12, 7 o'clock. So by although it auto fills the time, by changing it to the actual episode number, it makes it easier to find and easier to reference. And then if you do sort of move these dates around, then let's do this file, calendar, drag the calendar over to here, let's give it a, let's make this a bit bigger. So you see I've got these 3 dates already filled in, which is these ones up here. I can also double click on the calendar to put this in. Let's say this was EP4, EP4, and so it doesn't, because I'm clicking in the month view, it doesn't know what EP5. It doesn't know what time to select yet. But if I was to go to the day view, for example, and click somewhere around here, let's say I did like around about 10:30, so it guesses CP6, and if that was off, then I could actually slide this in and it will snap to that date. If you want to get it a little bit more detailed, I can hold the shift down and then it gives me a thing. And you can change the time zone. The reason it gives you the GMT there is because although the date's set at GMT, you might be displaying it as Eastern time or some other time. So let's go back to month view. So I've got 6 episodes going out here, and I want to colour these ones just to sort of break it up a little bit, I guess. So set the colour there, refresh this. Now at the moment what I've set up are 6 dates, and I've got 4 different channels, and where we intersect on here, so we're going to say, well, we're going to want a video every episode, and actually we're probably going to have a text message, but we're not going to send something out. We're waiting for the audience to respond to the video and come back to us. So while YouTube content is scheduled, and probably the blog stuff will be scheduled as well, and probably tweets, the SMS traffic is going to be interactive. So I'll come on to that a little bit later, but let's bring in these videos. We've got the YouTube channel set up. I'm going to click plus here and go to video. Okay, so I could cut and paste the link for every episode, but I've put them into a playlist, so I'm going to do select all. So it's bringing in different playlists that I've created. There's another one, and I'm going to select lowlifes. So remember, all of these for your project would be unlisted or private, and I'm going to overwrite any duplicates, and I'm going to select all from playlist. So it's bringing over all of the metadata. Now when it comes over, it doesn't know what to do with it yet. All it's doing is it's taking these titles as a title and the descriptions and so on. And here Conducttr's just been working as a kind of content management system at the moment, but I want to associate this piece of content, this is episode 1, with this first date. So here I go to scene 1, which is our default scene, and I select episode 1, and I'm going to do Control S, and then I'm going to do episode 2. So I would just go through and set up these episodes like this, and when the date occurs, it will change the privacy setting from unlisted to public. So I'll just do the 6th. So you see it's quite easy, and what's good about doing it in Conducttr is you get like a single view of everything that's happening on all these different platforms. So let me refresh this. You see it's changed into like a triple dot, and where it's red, this is the one I'm working on now. So if I click this, it tells me it's episode 3, and if I've got more content, or if I had more videos going out, maybe some were delayed later in the day, then it would go differently. Let's have a look at the setting up the SMS. So that's our YouTube video setup. So the channel planner gives us a date and time view, but the beat sheet gives us an interactive view. And here we have scene 1. I'm going to change this now, and I'm going to put scheduled content, if I could spell it right. Scheduled content. And I'm going to put in here, I'm going to add a new scene when I hover on the bar, and I'm going to call this SMS quiz. So it's expecting, if we read this here, it's expecting somebody, there's a keyword shown at the beginning of each episode that has to be texted in. So we need to know what that keyword is, and that keyword is going to trigger some sort of event. So click here, SMS, and I'm going to say episode 1 keyword. So it's good practice just to put in the first characters. Episode 1 keyword, and let's say the keyword is hashtag Robert. So this match phrase is what Conducttr will look for in the text message when it comes in. So you notice here these other triggers were date triggers, date and time triggers. This one is an incoming text message trigger, and here we're going to take a particular action, which is to get back with a question. So I've clicked plus content. I want to reply with an SMS back to the person that sent it, and here I'm going to put what did hero like on his burger? Was it ketchup or mustard? Okay, so I'm going to click Control S to save that, and it's auto copied all of this into the thing. I don't think that's very helpful, so I'm going to put in narrator, and I'm going to put episode 1 Q1 just in case there's other questions. And you see here it's a reply, it's not a broadcast. And now I need to look for the answer to these two questions. So in here I'm expecting SMS. So here this is EP1 EP1 wrong answer. So the wrong answer was ketchup, for argument's sake. So if anyone texts ketchup, this trigger will fire, but it's actually the wrong answer. I'm going to click save. I'll add the other trigger in here as well. So SMS, this is EP1, correct answer. And the correct answer is mustard. Mustard. Just going to copy and paste that into here. Save and close. So what we want to do is we want to put a reply for this one to say no, that's wrong. So let's go here, SMS. Same thing again, it's a reply. And then we can go, sorry dude. Sorry dude. Wrong answer. I'll put it in here. No, SMS reply. Sorry. In fact, on this one, I'm going to update this to remind me. So myself that it's an SMS. SMS reply. And on this one, let's do this SMS. This is the right answer. And no, SMS reply correct. Correct answer. Ketchup. So this is an SMS. This is a title, so people don't see this. And we say, well done. Well done. That's right. That's right. You're in the prize draw. Less. So that's almost it. So we've got this. We've got people texting the keyword, and then we've got these questions coming back. We need to add a little bit of, let's say, security and also some metrics. So if I go into groups, I'm gonna create a group, and I'm gonna call it players. And this is a root group, and I'm going to put here EP1. So this is people that are playing episode 1, and then I'm going to put EP2. So what this will allow me to do is select players that are playing a particular episode. But I could also, if I ever wanted to see like all players, then I could drag them out from there, and I can even nest the groups, or I could put, let's do it like this, winners, or potential winners, let's say, and EP1 correct, for example. I'm going to stick that under winners. So when someone texts this number, they're going to get these two code words coming back, and I want to put them into the group E1 players. So here I'm going to click this, I'm going to add some logic, add to group. So add the single person that fired the trigger to EP1. So I'm going to put add sender to EP1. So we know that this person has responded to episode 1. We always add group before we do a message. So we can keep track now of everybody that responded to that first keyword. So show me everyone that responded to episode 1. That's good. Now we want to know how many people got the correct answer. The correct answer is ketchup. So I'm going to click here, logic, and add to group again. Add only this person that fired, and they got EP1 correct. So I'm going to put add EP1 correct. Save and close. Okay, so this project will be all ready to go. Now what if somebody were to try and cheat, and let's say they put in ketchup and mustard. So we've got ketchup and not mustard. So this double ampersand means and. So if you find them in the same thing, there's going to be an issue, and that exclamation mark means not. So it's ketchup only, basically ketchup and not mustard. Save and close. So I'll do it on mustard. So do mustard and not, just move that out of the way, and not ketchup. Save and close. Okay, so let's just go back to the channel planner. You'll see on here, make sure it's properly refreshed, that we only see the YouTube stuff. We don't see the voice content, the SMS content, because it's not triggered on a schedule. It's only shown in the beat sheet because this is where we show all of the project, and this is interactive. We're looking for something to come from there. Now we can add other metrics to this. For example, here we have a column. I can make this full screen. We have a column called anticipated triggers, and we know that when someone triggers this, what we're looking for is we're looking for the word ketchup, or I'm going to add in down here, or the word mustard. Now when we run our metrics, we can run off a report to see which was the most popular answer, if that were particularly important. And in a larger project, you're going to be able to sort of drill down a little bit more and see where this is going. So I've put this as SMS quiz, but what if I was to change this to episode 1 SMS quiz? Then we could sort of track this through a little bit better. So let's go back to channel planner, and let's say when episode 1 goes out, we want to actually send out a tweet. I'm going to move this over a little bit more. When episode 1 goes out, I'm going to send a tweet to say, yeah, you know, blah blah blah, this was all really cool. So I'm going to put in here, no, that character, tweet. It's a broadcast, means it's going out to everybody. It's not just a reply. And I'm going to put yeah, episode 1 is now live. And we should probably include a link in there. So let's go back to our episode 1. And you'll see here, here's the link. But because we're using Twitter, we probably want a short link. So I'm going to click to shorten it. It sticks this in. I'm going to say always use a short link. Control S. Just as an aside, you see here we've got these little symbols. These allow you to create QR codes if you ever need to put you know, this type of thing on print materials or on websites. So you can do it for the long form or for the shortcut. Now let's go back to the Twitter. So here we've got my tweet. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to click this anchor. I don't have any things yet. Video, and I'm going to use episode 1, and so there it is. Now let's say I want to add a blog post. I'm going to click here. It brings up the blog post. Again, there's only one character at the moment, so this is blog. We're live. So we are live. Big thing. hey everyone, the episode 1 just, no need for a capital there, just went live. And what I can do is embed the video content into this post. So here I've got all my 10 episodes, episode 1, click Control S. And you see now is that for this same date and time event, I can see what else is going on. You'll notice that the voice doesn't show up because it's interactive, it's not to a date and time schedule. But up here I've got EP1 and I'm seeing that I'm publishing this video. In fact, I might want to put in here video. No, video. Got video, and then we've got a tweet, and then we've got a broadcast. We've got our interactivity going on. Now, let's collapse that. What if we wanted to send some exclusive content? Like, let's say we wanted to send episode 2 ahead of time to the first 50 people that got the keyword right. So it's a little bit advanced, but the way that we would do that is we would go into attributes, and let's move this down here. So I'm going to make it a project attribute, and I click plus. I'm going to do EP1 correct. Oops. So this attribute is like a variable in programming language, but like a variable that's going to count. I've got to make it an integer. So do count of let's get out of the way, correct answers, and the starting value is 0. So I'm going to save and close that. And I would create one of these for each episode, like EP2 correct, EP3 correct. So here's our correct answer. We're adding that person to the EP correct group, but now I'm going to add some more logic, change value. And for project EP1, I'm going to increment by static value 1. So I'm going to inc EP1 correct by +1. Let's save that. So every time somebody tweets ketchup, they're going to be put into this correct drawer. Now it could be that you want to be more specific, like you might, let's say you particularly want to make sure they watch the episode or they text the keyword first. So you could add a condition here, and we could say that the audience member, that's the person sender, is a member of group EP1. So we put sender is in group EP1, e.g. as text code word, whatever it was. So now if anybody else if somebody just randomly texts ketchup, they're not going to be allowed to do any of this. They're not going to get a reply. In fact, nothing will happen. Okay, so what I need is to watch for when this gets to 50. So I'm going to create a new trigger here, and it's called a watch trigger, and it's going to watch EP1. Now as I fill in more, it's going to be more of these. So I'm going to watch when it's changed. So this is going to fire every time. So I'm going to say watch EP1 correct has changed, and I'm going to put in here correct 50 correct answers, because so when I get 50 correct answers, the condition I need here is a comparison on that variable, so equals 50. So remember before we selected audience, but the audience isn't involved in this, it's the project. it's EP1 correct equals 50. So I'll put 50 correct answers. Click save and close. This is going to fire whenever EP1 correct has changed, and we know it's going to, so it's going to look every time this gets incremented because someone's texted the word ketchup. It's going to check here, and then it's going to wait until you've got 50 answers, and then it's going to do something. So what we want to do is content, send an SMS, and the default in the beat sheet is reply, but this is going to be a broadcast. So I'm going to type in here now SMS broadcast exclusive preview. Okay, and click Control S. So one of the things I forgot to do, let's go back to episode 2 here, and I'm going to create a short link for this so that I can reference it in that other text. So 50 correct answers. Let's go back to this. So it's a broadcast. I'm going to convert this text message to use with groups because I only want to send it to the people that got the EP1 correct. So not all these are people that are just playing, maybe they didn't get the answer right. So it's EP1 correct, select OK. And I'm going to put here, congrats, you're in the first 50 people to text the correct answer. Here's a look at episode 2. And then I'm going to insert episode 2 video, episode 2, use the short link. And there you have it. So just to recap, what we did is we used the channel planner to set our main dates and times. So these are our different episodes that are going out. We know that the trigger word, the code word, is in the episode. I can select here, go to episode. So somewhere at the bottom of this would be the code word. We've got a tweet here that's going out to say that episode 1's now live. It's going out at the same time. I mean, if we wanted to delay that, actually, we can easily click that delay and, well, probably we don't want to do it on the tweet. What if we did it on the blog? So you could put a delay on the blog, I don't know, say 30 minutes. It's a bit arbitrary really on this one, but and we're going to embed episode 1 into the content, and for us to see the text stuff that's going out, we need to look in the interactive. So here's our scheduled content. Here's our scheduled content because it's all date and time triggers. You see episode 1, we've got more stuff going on. It's all the stuff in episode 1, not much else here. These are all just, these were all single clicks, just when I was planning stuff out and sort of tidied it up a little bit. And here we've got the interactive stuff. So we're waiting for a keyword to come in. The keyword's going to send a reply, and these are the answers we're expecting: ketchup and mustard. So if I go to ketchup, well, mustard, if I go to mustard, then it just gets, sorry dude, wrong answer. If I go to ketchup, I'm going to check that the sender is in the right group. Remember, we set up groups to make sure is a member of episode 1, so they've actually texted that keyword. And then I'm going to increment EP1 correct value by 1. I'm going to add that person into the correct group, and I'm going to tell them that it's correct. Now while this is happening, I've got this watch trigger here that's watching for when this project value is changed, and whenever it's changed, it's going to check to see if we've got 50 correct answers yet. Is that count equal to 50? And if it is, then it's going to broadcast an exclusive preview, and that exclusive preview, if we go to this, is only going to people in the EP1 group. So I don't know if you saw that there, so you can select here to see the different groups. So we could have lots of other things. We could select what we could have done is put everyone who selected mustard into the group EP1 losers, and then added on here EP1 losers, so the first 50 get the reward, and all the people with the wrong answers get something less attractive. And there you are. So that's how to completely rip off this Chipotle web series without any programming, and using Conducttr in about 30 minutes I think it took to do that.